Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another episode of the Mr. Islam Answers Back show. Alhamdulillah, it's been a while. It's been a while, man. It's been a while since I had a chance to do a video. But so I know this time of the morning, not too many people may be available to join in. But nonetheless, you can catch it on the, on the rebound, inshallah. So, again, before I begin, let me send out a couple of tweets, let everybody know, give people a chance to join in. So let me do that right now. Hold on a second. Hope everybody's been doing well. Alhamdulillah, I've been well. Just, like I've talked to you guys about before, man, just trying to maintain, you know what I mean? And in that trying to maintain, I haven't had much time to do videos. Which brings me to my next thing again, as I always say, you can support us by utilizing the links in the description of the video. Join our Patreon. Alhamdulillah, we were close to our goal. I haven't had a chance to check it as of late, but I know I was close. I think I had about 8 people, alhamdulillah, and our goal is still 10. Yes, I'm still trying to get up to 10 people, inshallah. So your support is greatly appreciated. All right, let me retweet this real quick, and then we can get started with today's topic and today's show. So let's see here. Let me tweet that right now. All right, and let me tell them we're live right now. Let's see. And then we'll go ahead and get started. Oops. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, as I said, today's topic, as you see, is dealing with the issue of these hypocrites here. Right? I chose these two because, they seem to have been for quite some time the loudest and the biggest attackers against Islam. Right? David Wood, Robert Spencer, very well known in the anti-Islamic bigot atmosphere, right? Al-Aladeen, wa alaikum salam, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome indeed. So, as I said, these guys have been, they're the ones always running their mouths. But the reason why I chose them in particular, because of that, like I said, they're the, some of the most well-known anti-Islamic bigots. But, throughout their careers of attacking Islam, whenever confronted with the question, what about other terrorism? What about other acts of terror, violence, etc.? They always claim that, of course, they would say, well, of course, we're against all forms of it. But you never see them talking about all forms of violence or terror. And in particular, over the last several months, particularly here in the United States, there have been several incidents and acts of violence and terror not committed by Muslims. But when you check their timeline, Macho Man, okay, mashallah, the brother Macho Man, okay, right? When you check their timeline, when you check their social media, you see that they seem to be silent on these recent issues. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, but this is the current news though, right? The attacks of white racist terrorists, Trump terrorists, right-wing terrorists, violence, etc., is what's been common in the media. So why aren't they talking about it? They're silent about it. All you hear them talking or see them talking about is Muslims. Muslims. Like, wait a minute, what about all these other things? I checked Robert Spencer's timeline on Twitter. He's talking about stuff in other countries, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about stuff in other countries for? And all this stuff is happening in the United States. He's silent. I looked. Wallahi, I looked. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you. I checked to see. I said, let me see what he's talking about. He's still talking about Muslims in other countries doing stuff, doing this, alleged acts of Muslim. And like, isn't it interesting? You're ignoring the violence and the political climate here in your own country, and you running your mouth about stuff happening in places that you don't even live. But you're turning your back on the stuff going on here. This is amazing. So let's get into this. Let's get into this, brothers and sisters, so we can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So before we go to that, now, how many of you heard the news? All right, how many of you heard the news? You remember back in January, right, where we had the invasion of the United States Capitol, right? I mean, I'm sure you brothers and sisters in other countries, I'm sure you heard the news, right? I'm sure you heard the news of these attacks in other countries, correct? I'm sure you heard about it, right? Look, it was violent. U.S. Capitol secured, 4 dead after rioters stormed the halls of Congress to block Biden's win. Police officers were killed. These are the people who invaded claim that they are pro-police. Whenever the police kill a black person in the United States, they're always on the police side. No matter how wrong it was, no matter what the video shows, they're always on the police side. But this time they killed police, right? There are stories where black police officers who were in the Capitol building were called the N-word. They were called the N-word. But these guys claim that they're pro-police. They claim that they back the blue. They're on the police side, no matter what the police do. But in this time, they killed police. Some police officers were injured, killed. They called black police officers N-words, nigger, for those who don't know what the N-word is in other countries. But these guys claim that they're on their side. But this proves you that it's all a bunch of garbage. They're only on the police side when they kill innocent or rather unarmed black people, whether innocent or not, right? Whether innocent or not, they use lethal force, right? Whether they're innocent or not, but they're unarmed, they kill them. And these people are always on the police side, except in this case, they were not. And except when the police are black, of course. When the police officers are black, they were being called the N-word. I can pull up some articles and show you that as well. Right? So I went to see, I said, let's see what, I went back, back till January on both David Wood's videos and Robert Spencer's timeline. And I found nothing about this. I'm interested. They were silent about it. They were silent about it. Strange. That was strange to me. Right? That was strange to me that they were caught. That they were, you know what I mean? That they were silent about it. And here, by the way, here's what I'm talking about. Look. Here you go. Black Capitol Police officers say they were called the N-word during the Capitol siege, and some officers were catering to the riot. See, that's another thing. You know how these guys, how you hear Robert Spencer and these guys always talking about, the so-called Muslims trying to infiltrate the government, they're trying to infiltrate their way in, right? Well, the infiltrators are not the Muslims. The infiltrators are the religion of white supremacists who are a part of the government. As you can see here, these black police officers said they noticed some of their fellow officers were catering to the rioters. They were friends with them. They were welcoming them in. They were aligning themselves with them. So don't worry about Muslims infiltrating. Worry about the religion of white supremacy having already infiltrated the government. Plus, they've been in the government for decades, so that's nothing new. Matter of fact, hell, they've been in the government since the beginning. Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, and the rest of these guys, hell, they were white supremacy. They were part of the religion of white supremacy them damn selves. So this is nothing new, but this is how they want to worry about Muslims infiltrating. Meanwhile, they're silent about the infiltrators who are already in there from the religion of white supremacy. The jihadists, we call them the jihadists. Because these redneck white supremacists, they a lot of the country hit dummies. Yeehaw! So these are the yeehawdest. The yeehawdest have already infiltrated. They're in the police department. They're in the military. They're in the government. They're politicians, lawmakers, etc. They're already in there. But these guys are worried about so-called Muslims infiltrating. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But as you can see, this proves that these people were racist, calling black cops the N-word. So they were racist. We know that, right? So as I said, I went to see, interesting is, since I've heard Robert Spencer and David Wood claim in past times before that they were against all forms of, they said they were all against all forms of terror, not just the Muslim terror, all forms of it. I said, okay, well, let's see what they're saying about these incidents, because this is big. If hundreds of Muslims had went to a riot or a protest at the United States Capitol and broke into the Capitol, right? It'd be all over, they'd be talking about it, right? I'm sure Robert Spencer and David Wood would make videos about it, right? Because it's a big event. Yet I go to their page and voila, they're silent about this. They were silent about these incidents. I'm like, how could you be silent about it? This is major news. This is major news. And they're silent. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look so you can see what I mean. So as you see, here is David Wood's, here's his YouTube page, right? Acts 17 Apologetics. All right, take a look at the videos. 3 weeks ago, he does a video, Muslim women are being tortured and raped in, what's this? In Chinese re-education camps. Okay, look at the titles, right? Look at the titles. Notice nothing about none of the, matter of fact, and even in this last month or so, or even 3 weeks ago, or even a few days ago, a week ago, there have been incidents, and I'm going to get to them, man. But nobody, he doesn't have anything to say about it. Silent about it. Look, go back. Like I said, I went back. Look, 2 months. You can see 2 months. Nothing about it. All right, the incident with the people invading the Capitol, the insurrectionists, the terrorist invaders, the white racist terrorist invaders, the Trump terrorists, happened about 3 months ago, right? In January. And nothing about, look, nothing. He doesn't have anything to say about it. He talks about Trump being banned from Twitter, though. Yeah, he's talking about that. So I went back. Look, notice you don't see any videos about it. No videos. Everything is about what the Muslims are doing, right? Basically. Whenever it's talk, look, Muslim mob destroys Hindu temple. He talking about that. Right? He has something to talk about that. Right? But nothing about the mob that invaded the Capitol. You would think that would be something he would want to talk about, right? Right? That's major news, man. That's major news. But no, nothing about it. I don't see anything about it. I checked. I looked. All right? Everything is about what the Muslims are doing. And whenever it is some kind of incident, it's about the Muslims. It's about the Muslims. Boko Haram kidnaps. But he look, now this is 3 months ago. That was back when the incident happened, back in January, 3 months ago. But nothing about it. All right? Nothing about it. Iran. But why aren't you talking about the United States, David? Why aren't you talking about what happened here? Why are you quiet about it? Why are you quiet about the violence that is committed? And see, that's the thing, right? These guys claim that, that Islam promotes violence and terror and all of that. Okay, you're wrong, of course. But what has caused these people to be so violent and terroristic? They're not reading the Quran. They're not following Islam. So what has caused these people to be violent, David? Spencer? What caused these people to be so violent? They claim, therefore, freedom and justice and democracy and liberty. Yet they didn't support the vote for Biden. They didn't just say, okay, hey, that's the way it is. They voted and Biden won. Instead, they got violent. So what book are they reading, David? What book are they reading, Robert Spencer, that caused them to be violent? Huh? What ideology do they follow that has caused them to be violent? And they have, and this is, of course, as you should know, they've been violent for decades. They've been violent for centuries. Yet they don't read the Quran. They're not Muslim. They don't follow Muhammad, etc. So what has caused these people to be so violent? Many of these people believe in Jesus, in fact. Many of these people are Bible readers and believers. So yet, what's their motivation? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. It is the religion of white supremacy. The most dangerous religion in the world, contrary to what these people claim, it's not Islam. The most dangerous religion in the world is the religion of white supremacy. That is the most dangerous religion in the world. And it has been for several centuries. Not decades, centuries. The religion of white supremacy, the religion of white racism is the most dangerous religion in the world. So look, let's go through the look. 3 months. Right now we're at the 3-month period. So this is where you should see some videos about the incident, right? This is where you should see some videos about what happened in January with the Capitol. But notice 3 months, the 3-month marker, nothing. You got videos about Ali Dawa, Muslims leaving, right? Muslim right activists murdered, women's right activists. The greatest threat to your freedom is what? What's the greatest threat to our freedom? But it should be the white supremacists, because they're the ones who invaded the Capitol, right? This video right here, the greatest threat to your freedom. What's the greatest threat, David? Don't tell them that it's Islam, right? Jihadi who beheaded teacher, right? Look at that. I'm looking. Where is it? Look at where is it? Christian, Pakistani Christian girl, but nothing about the extremists. Nothing about the right-wing white racist terrorists who invaded the Capitol, who killed police, who called black police officers the N-word. Look, nothing. Look, again, this is the 3-month period, so he should have had a video about it, right? This is where a video should have been made about it. Muslims arrested for love jihad. Jihadis. Civilians murdered by Boko Haram. What about the people murdered by the Trump terrorists, David? What? How come no videos? Watch this before you convert to Islam. Jihadis kill in Indonesia, but nothing about the terrorists in America. Interesting. Let's keep going. Maybe look. Maybe I didn't go back far enough. Well, actually I did, because now we're at 4 months. That means we're in December now. So notice 3 months ago was January. Notice, as you saw from the 3-month period, nothing about the white racist terrorists that invaded the Capitol and committed murder, violence, and such. Nothing about that. So now we're in 4 months here, and that means he didn't say nothing about it, because 4 months would take us now into December of last year. And nothing. Look. So now we're still to say we already passed the point. We already passed the 3 months where he should have had a video about it, right? He should have had a video about it. Instead, everything is about what Muslims did. Muslims killed this, Muslims did that, Muslim mob this, but nothing about the white racist mob, David. Why not? Why haven't you said anything about the white racist mob, David? Well, we already know why. Because you and your anti-Islamic ilk are a bunch of bigots yourselves. You're a bunch of white racist bigots yourselves. Remember my video where I showed where him and vocab and the token black friend were dressing up in Arabian costumes and making mockery of the prophet and such. Remember that video? So we already know he already has that type of mentality. We already know that. But again, the hypocrisy is in the fact that they have claimed that they're against all forms of violence and terror, yet he doesn't have a damn thing to say about this major incident in the United States. This incident that took place was against the so-called democracy that they claim they believe in, right? They claim they believe in democracy, right? Well, this incident was against democracy. This right here was against democracy. They didn't like the vote the way the voter results were, and they decided to try to stop it for Trump to stay in power. That's against democracy. That's against you guys' belief in your democracy. Why didn't you talk about that? Right? You should have said something about it. Completely silent? How are they completely silent about this major act against their ideology of democracy and freedom and voting? Right? They kept their mouths shut about it. This is how you know that they're full of it. This is how you know that these guys are full of it. Because they didn't say anything about it. Right? Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Amazing. So there you go. You have it. You see, if we went to the 4 months, and that means we're in December, and obviously he said nothing about it. Right? He got, again, everything with Muslim. Any incident that a Muslim is alleged to have done something, they're talking about it. Right? They're talking about it. But when his people are doing something, he didn't have a damn thing to say. Same thing with Robert Spencer. Let's take a look at Mr. Spencer now. Here we go. Here we are at Robert Spencer's Twitter. Right? And again, like I said, I'm going to show you, look, some incidents have just taken place here in the United States, if you haven't heard. Right? Right? Now, there was one a day or so ago in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. And of course, they're talking about that one because the man who did it is of Middle Eastern background. So, of course, you know what they're claiming, right? They're claiming that he had connections to ISIS or he's a terrorist and all of that, even though there's no evidence to support that. I repeat, there's no evidence to support that he was a terrorist. It just looks like he's one of these mass shooters. Mental problems, mentally deranged. But of course, as we talked about before, they don't give that to other people. If you're a black person, if you're a Hispanic, Latino, if you're Middle Eastern, whatever, you don't get the mental, mental issues or mental problems excuse, right? You don't get that one. You're not allowed that if you're a person of color. Right? Only white men get that one. Only white people get the excuse of being mentally deranged. Like the guy who a week ago shot up here in Atlanta. He shot up the Asian massage parlors, targeting Asian people in particular. But no, they said, oh, no, that's not a hate crime. He was having a bad day. He was having a bad day. That's his excuse. He had a bad day, everybody. Oh, well, maybe this Ali guy from Colorado had a bad day too. Maybe he had a bad day too. But no, they want to blame Islam. Even though there's a history that the kid was bullied, they say he was bullied. They say he had problems being bullied and stuff like that, right? But for him, no. For him, see, he had connections to ISIS. Again, no evidence of connections to ISIS. But Robert Spencer and these dummies, that's what they're claiming. Oh, I'll show you. Claiming Robert Spencer has a whole bunch of tweets about this kid supposedly being, ISIS sympathies and all this stuff like that. But the white guy who shot up the Asian and kill Asian people about a week ago or several days ago. No articles about that either. Robert Spencer, David Wood, no article. That's what I'm saying. You saw David Wood did a video 3 weeks ago. That was his latest. No videos about that. Nothing. Robert Spencer, he doesn't have any videos about the white guy who shot the Asians here. But he got a video, but he got articles about this Middle Eastern kid. He got articles about that though. He got posts about that. He got tweets about that, but nothing about the white guy. That's why these guys are full of, they're full of it, man. This is why they're full of it, because you claim you're against terrorism. So why are you only talking about when Muslims? Well, we know why, because of course, as I've said before, you're a bigot. You're a racist bigot. Because if you were really concerned, you would talk about all these incidents. Right? You would talk about all of them since you're always talking about terror, right? But no. Silent. He's silent about these other incidents, right? So those are the most recent incidents. And let's see like I said, let's take a look. And then I went back to see also about what Robert Spencer had to say. And again, he was silent. He's silent about the insurrectionists who invaded the Capitol, silent about the killings, silent about the black police being called the N-word, silent about the threat of white terrorism. Matter of fact, He's upset. I actually saw one of his tweets where, because this, the United States government has talked about how, there's this threat. The new major threat is the threat of domestic white racist terror. So he posted the article. He made a tweet about that, but not in favor of it. But he's upset because because Islam is not at the top of the list anymore, right? When Islam was the supposed problem, they loved it. Now he's upset because the State Department is saying, well, hey man, the biggest threat now is white racist terror. So he tweeted about that, but not in favor of it, but because he's upset. He's mad that, Islam is not at the top of the list anymore, right? Islam's not at the top of the list. Now it's the white racist terror that is the top of the list, and he's upset. Yeah, maybe that's going to mess up his money now. But why don't you talk about that, Robert? Again, if you are truly concerned, see if you can make money off of talking about white racist terror. Start writing books about that. But that's against your narrative, huh? Because you yourself are a white racist. That's right, I said it. You yourself are a white racist bigot. I've already shown it in your book, in the other videos that I've exposed you on. And the fact that you only post articles or tweets about what Muslims have done is my proof. If you were really concerned, if you were really against all forms of violence and terror, especially when these are major incidents, you talk about them. But no, he doesn't. So look, let's go through his timeline and take a look. Let's go through the timeline and take a look. So here you see he has a heart. Muslims protests Muhammad cartoon shown in class. School apologizes and suspends teacher. Got an article about that. Other countries, but he don't talk about nothing here in the United States, unless a Muslim or a person of Middle Eastern background has done something. All right, Netflix. Biden handlers appear to be using loopholes when dealing with Iranian regime. German woman converts to Islam, joins ISIS, allegedly, supposedly. Erdogan. Kenyan Muslims murder. 5. But doesn't talk about what happened here in the United States. All right. Everything with other countries. Everything about. Here's the one right here. Look, this is the guy who is said to be the suspect in the recent shooting in Colorado, right? And of course, he talks about that because the kid is of Middle Eastern background. I think they say his family is from Syria. This is him right here. So he has something about that. But there was a matter of fact, let me pull that up. There was a white guy about a week ago. Let's see, Atlanta shootings. Atlanta shootings. Yeah, here we go. 8 killed in shootings at 3 Atlanta. All right. Let me see if they got a picture of the suspect. Let me see. I want to get an article where they have a picture of the suspect. It was a white guy. Yeah, that's the suspect right there. Let's see here.
Tonight, new surveillance video obtained by our affiliate appears to show the suspected shooter in Atlanta driving up to one of the spas where he allegedly carried out the deadly attack. This comes as we learn disturbing new details about these shootings. Ryan Young is out front.
Tonight, investigators are actively working to piece together the exact movements and motive of the suspect who confessed to Tuesday's attack on massage spas in Metro Atlanta. CNN obtained the arrest warrants for Robert Aaron Long from Cherokee County. He faces.
All right, yeah, here we go. Yeah. Let's take a look. All right, there you go. That's the kid. That's the guy right there. White man. They don't talk about his religion. And you know what? And here's the excuse they gave for him, right? The excuse they gave for him was that, basically he was having a bad day, right? He had a bad day. And that he was trying to eliminate the source of his temptation. I guess he has an Asian fetish. He has some kind of fetish for Asian women. And so he wanted to try to eliminate it by somehow shooting up these places where these Asian women are at. But if I wanted to play their game, I could say, he's a Christian terrorist, right? He's a Christian, and he felt that these Asian massage parlors were a temptation to him. So in his Christian faith, he went and wanted to eliminate the sexual temptation that he was having towards these Asian people, so Asian women. So he went and killed them, right? I could have played that game, right? I could play that game. But notice they don't do that. They don't speak about his religious leanings. They don't say he was a terrorist. They want to coddle him. Most of the time when a white guy does it, they want to give excuses for him. Oh, he was having a bad day. I remember years ago when one of those white guys over there, one of those soldiers, the U.S. soldiers, was in Iraq, and he went and murdered several families or whatever. You guys remember that story years ago? And and they made excuses for him. Oh, he couldn't afford to pay his mortgage. He was having financial problems in his marriage. Giving excuses. No, he was a deranged goddamn killer. He was a hate-filled racist bastard who went and murdered Iraqis in their homes as they slept. Instead, he was having problems with his wife. He was struggling paying his mortgage, right? Excuses for the white racist terrorists. But if you do it, if a black man does it, if a Hispanic person does it, if an Arab person does it, or a person of Middle Eastern descent does it, oh no, you're a thug. You're a black, violent, ghetto thug gangster. You're an illegal immigrant Mexican gang member. You're a Muslim terrorist. White guy, he had problems. His mortgage, mental problems. He had problems with his wife. He was picked on, bullied. Right? It's always excuses for them. But for me and you, no excuses for us. We knew what we were doing, right? For us, they don't give a damn about our problems. They don't care what we were going through. They don't care what kind of mental issues we have. Oh, no. We don't have that excuse. Only white guys get that excuse. Only white guys get the excuse of mental problems and mortgage and family issues and being picked on and bullied. Only that's good for them. For me and you, no. No, for us, no, we don't get that. For us, it's Islam. Yeah, Islam did it. Islam was the motivation. Islam told them to kill. Islam told them to be violent. When a white guy does it, nah. He had mental problems. Even when they do quote the Bible, even when some of these guys in the past, in their manifestos, they've spoken about their belief in they may have referenced the Bible or Jesus or whatever. But no, we don't talk about that. Christianity, no, he's not a Christian terrorist. So this incident just took place, on the 12th, they say, right? This was on the 12th. About approximately a week and a half ago or so. But notice David Wood didn't have any videos about it. And notice Robert Spencer doesn't have any videos about it, right? Robert Spencer, but he talks about this incident with this guy right here, right? He has tweets about this, but let's take a look. Let's see. Did Robert Spencer mention the guy that I just showed you? The white man who shot up the Asian massage parlors? Let's see. Right? Everything is about Muslims do. Muslims did this. Muslim girl. Yeah. See, Muslims. Right. Look, another article. 2 articles about it. Look, now he talks about the guy again. Boulder shooter is ISIS sympathizer. Right? Plenty of articles about that. Right? 16-year-old Muslim believes the killing of infidels is legitimate. Had bomb manual. But silent about the guy who just shot up the Asian. Let's go back. Let's see. March 24th. Okay, let's keep going back and let's see. All right? He can tell you what Muslims have been accused of in other countries, but he's not saying nothing about his own damn country. Let's go. Look. Let's keep looking. All right, let's go back. Yeah, you got articles about the recent one with the Syrian kid. Look, no, that's the 3rd one so far. The Boulder Jihad, right? Again, no evidence. I looked. The authorities don't have any evidence thus far that this kid was connected to any Muslim terrorist group or that it was an act of so-called Islamic terror. But Robert Spencer's not going to tell you that. He wants it to be Muslim. He wants it to be a Muslim terror. But let's see. right? Right? Boulder shoot again. 4. This is the 4th one, right? Isn't it the 4th? 4 tweets about it now. Let's see how many tweets he has about this white guy who targeted Asian women, Asian people. Let's see. 5th article, 5th tweet. Again, 4 times, 5 times so far he tweeted about this kid who has a Syrian background. All right? 6. Now he has another article, another tweet. Boulder jihadi. No evidence that this guy is a jihadi or anything like that. His family said he had mental problems. The guy's brother said he had mental problems. He was picked on a lot. He was bullied. But what's Robert Spencer's narrative? Oh, he's a jihadi. I tell you, boy. Look, 7. That's 7, right? Now look, another one. The Boulder jihad and jihad. Wow, Robert, amazing. 7, 8 articles now. Brother of Boulder mass murderer claims killer was bullied. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they said he was bullied. A lot of these mass shooters have this story that they were bullied, right? So when these kids shoot up the school, a lot of times they say, yeah, his motivation was he was bullied. But for Robert Spencer, in other words, he's posting this as a mockery to say, yeah, right, this guy wasn't. He's a jihadi, as you already saw from the other tweets. All the other tweets are he's a jihadi. So here he's posting this as an attempt to say, yeah, right. He didn't do it because he was bullied. According to him, Robert Spencer, the guy's doing it because he's a so-called ISIS jihadi. Right? Let's go back to, does Robert Spencer, oh man, this is what, 8, 9 articles? Boulder, another article, look, another tweet about it. 9 tweets so far about that. Right? 9 tweets so far. Everything is about what Muslims do. Muslims do, look. Muslims, just like David Wood, just like you saw in David Wood's one. They can tell you what Muslims are allegedly doing in other countries all over the world. They got all kind of articles and tweets and videos about what Muslims have done. Muslims do this, Muslims did that. But when it comes to their own people, silence. Silent about what white racist terrorists have done and are doing. All right? Look. Muslims. Look, look at that. 10 tweets about, look, now he posts them again. Now he posts the guy again. A Boulder, brother of Boulder jihadi detained. Look, see? 10, 11. Right? But let's see it. Let's see if he posts the white guy that I showed you. Let's see. That happened, like I said, about a week and a half ago. Let's see if he said anything about that. Let's see if he spoke out on behalf of the Asians that were targeted. Let's see, everybody. Let's go back. Right? Again, that's 12. Another article, another tweet about the Boulder shooter. And this one was interesting. Look what he says here. He says, leftist journalists rushed to claim Boulder shooter was white man. Silent when it turned out he was a jihadi. First of all, Robert, there's no evidence that this guy was a jihadi. But it's interesting how you seem to make this point as if to say that a white man and a jihadi are of 2 different races. As we saw from the picture, he looks like he is a white guy. Let's take a look. Yeah, he looks like a white boy. Look at him. Looks like a white boy to me. That looks like a white boy to me right there. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. They silent when he find out he's a jihadi, as if a jihadi and a white man are exclusive to each other. Right? As if they're exclusive to one another. If you're a white man, you can't be a jihadi, and a jihadi can't be a white man. Look at this guy's picture. That looks like a white boy to me. When I look at this guy, that looks like a white man to me right there. He doesn't look like he's some other race of person, like he's Hispanic or black or African. He looks like a white guy. Look at him. He looks like a white boy. That looks like a white boy to me. In America, that would be considered a white man. So I don't know what the hell Robert Spencer's talking about. But then again, that, like I said, that makes my point. Right? That makes my point about his racist thinking. That, they thought he was a white man, but then they're quiet when they find out he's a jihadi, as if a jihadi and a white man are mutually exclusive. Like they can't be one and the same thing. Amazing. But again, this is like the 12th tweet about that guy. Again, let's see if he tweets about the white man who shot up. Look, 13 tweets about the Boulder shooting. 13 tweets, 14. Look, another one. He keeps showing. Look, it doesn't look like a white guy. That looks like a white boy to me. Look at this guy. Look. He looks like one of them hillbilly hit white boys. Right? Look, that's 14, right? That's about 14 tweets so far about this kid. Looks like a young white man right there. That looks like a young white man to me. 14, 15 tweets about it. And then he goes back to talk about what Muslims in other countries have done. 15, 16 tweets about, look, another one about the Boulder, Colorado. Amazing. Wow. And then he goes again, what Muslims are doing in other countries, allegedly doing in other countries. Muslims attack Hindu neighborhoods, but nothing about the white man who attacked our U.S. neighborhood, the Capitol. Nothing about that. Nothing about the white man who just shot up and attacked the Asian neighborhoods, right? Nothing about that, Robert. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back as far as we can go. Let's see. Because that one took place about a week. But notice as I scroll through the line, notice everything is about what Muslims are doing. Muslims there, Muslims here, Muslims in India, Muslims this place, Muslims that place. Or if the government is trying to make deals with a Muslim country, he doesn't like that kind of stuff, right? So everything is about anti-Muslim, negative. This is why I call him a bigot. For those who know, this is why I call him a bigot. Because everything he promotes is to try to demonize Muslims. This is bigotry. This is white racism that he's promoting. So when I say it, I'm not just saying it because I don't like him or something like, no, the evidence is there. Matter of fact, if you don't go back to my other video that I did some time ago where I exposed him, right? And it showed that this is the proof of his bigotry. Well, this is another video proving that for him and David Wood. Notice everything they promote is just the Muslims, the Muslims, the Muslims, the Muslims. Negative stuff. This is demonizing. This is bigotry. All right, so let's keep going back. Right? Everything is about what Muslims, as you can see. Right? And again, I get that's his thing, right? But again, you claim that you are against all forms of terror and violence. And again, these incidents are major incidents. So why isn't he talking about it? Because he's willing to talk about any small incident that a Muslim does. The slightest thing that a Muslim does in another country, oh, he'll tweet about it. Continually trying to demonize Muslims and make it appear that Muslims are just constantly doing evil every day. So let's see. I'm gonna keep going back. Let's go back. Let's go back to that time period. Let's see. And I've already done it, and I didn't see any articles about the shooter. But notice. Matter of fact, even now, notice how he made over a dozen tweets about the Boulder shooter. Right? Do you see any tweets thus far about the shooter from the white man who shot up in Atlanta, Georgia, who shot up and killed the Asian women, right? Notice, let's see. Notice he doesn't have several tweets about that, even from after the time period. But he kept tweeting about this Boulder guy, the man in the man in Boulder, right? Let's see. Let's see if he talks about it. We're getting closer to the time period. Let's see. We're getting closer to when the Asian guy shot him. Let's see. Does he have anything about it? Let's see. What was this one here? What's this? Oh, nope. Muslim student. Nope. And Muslim. See? Muslims. We're getting closer. March 19th. Muslims. Everything's Muslims have done. Muslims. Let's see. The leftists and the Muslims are together. Muslim woman beheaded, child. Everything is Muslims. We're getting closer. Let's see. I don't see any articles about the shooter. This white guy shooter. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I'm willing to say, okay, he talked about it. Let's see. I'm willing to say that if he's done it, but let's see. We're getting closer. March 17th. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. Notice we don't see, but notice even if it's after the time period, he made several tweets about the guy in Boulder, Colorado, who is of Middle Eastern background. I want to see several tweets about the white guy. Let's see. March 17th, we're getting closer. He's talking about what the Congo, Mozambique, Palestine, Niger, Pompeo, right? Let's see. Come on, Spencer. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Come on, March 16th. We're getting closer. Let's see. Does he talk about the Asian guy? I mean, the white man who shot up the Asian temples? Let's see. Somalia. Everything is everybody else. ISIS. Boston bombers. Syria. Yep. Pakistan. UK. Let's see. Come on, Robert. Let's see. Talk about the white man here in America. Let's see. Talk about the white racist terrorists, man. Come on. Let's see. March 15th. We're getting closer. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Popular Islamic teacher. Nigeria, Sweden, Muslims. Notice Muslims. March 14th. Let's see. Come on. Does he talk about it? Let's see. Does he talk about it? March 13th. Okay, we're getting closer. All right. Let's see. Does he talk about the white guy who shot up the Asian people? Let's see. Mark Lamont Hill. Okay, March 12th. All right, let's see. March 12th. Does he talk about it? Michigan. Let's see. Sweden, Kentucky. Let's see. Talk about Australia, what Muslims did. See, everything with Muslims. Let's see. Come on, Robert. Come on. Talk about the white man who shot up the people in the Asian, who targeted Asians particularly. Talk about the white racist who shot up the Asian women. March 11th. Man, does he even mention it at all? Let's see. I'm trying to see if he mentions it. He doesn't even. It appears he doesn't even mention it. Wow. Amazing. So a white man targets Asians and kills. How many did he kill? All right. How many did he kill? I think it said 8 people. Video appears to show Atlanta shooting suspect parking in front of spa. I think he said he killed about 8 people or so. Let me see. What was the date of this too? That was what? That was Saturday, March 20th. That's updated. Okay, but the incident took place. Matter of fact, when did the incident take place? The guy, the shooter's name is Robert Long, by the way. But I see. Let's see. Robert Spencer didn't say anything about it. Okay, so the incident took place on March 18th, right? Okay. Wait. March 18th was that the day of the demonstration? But the shooting took place around that time. So we're already with Robert Spencer. We're already up to like the 10th, and he still hasn't said anything about it. Let me keep going. Let's see. Maybe I missed it. Let's see. Silent. So that's what. So you understand why I made the title of this video "Silent" about it? Because look, they're silent about it. Look, notice they don't say, look. I'm looking. We're already up to March 9th, and he hasn't said a word about it. A word about the shooter. Nothing. Canada, Pope. Nothing about the white racist killer who targeted Asian women, Asian people, Asian hate. Nothing. Honor killing in Germany, International Women's Day in Michigan. Look, nothing. March 8th. We're already up to March 8th. Not an article about it. Notice how he kept posting the Syrian guy. Notice how we counted what? At least 15 different tweets about that guy. Notice he's silent about the white guy who shot up and targeted the Asian community. Notice, look, March 7th. It's already passed. We already passed the incident. And he had nothing to say about it. Nothing to say about it. Nothing. Look, March 6th, we're already back to beginning of March. And he says nothing about it. Nothing about it, basically. See that? Silent about white racist terror. But he has all these, but he can tell you what the Muslims have done. He can tell you what the Muslims have done in other countries, but silent about what's taking place right here in his own country, the United States. Silent about it. Mouth shut. Both him and David. Not a damn thing to say about white racist terror. Nothing. Look at it. Nothing. He didn't say anything about that guy, but he can post several tweets Several tweets about the Syrian guy who looks like a white guy, but nothing about the white guy who targeted the Asian community specifically. Nothing. Nothing. Look. Nothing about it. Matter of fact, now and then I already checked to see what he had to say about the invasion of the U.S. Capitol back in January, and I tweeted about that. He said nothing about that back then too. I did a tweet about it because I checked to see. Let me see what he said. He had no articles about that either. Nothing. And if he did tweet something about it, it was, in defense of them or Trump or whatever. So as you can see, these guys are hypocrites, man. Still scrolling, and like I said, we're already past the incident. The day that the incident took place has already been. We're up to March 4th on his tweets, and he has nothing to say about the white man who shot up Asian people in particular. Nothing. Everything is about what Muslims have done. Everything is about what Muslims have done. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Well, actually, it's not amazing. It's what I expect. It's what I already know. It's what I already told you about these guys. So it's not amazing at all. It's what I expect. They're being the white racist devils that we already know them to be. No surprise there. They're doing exactly what I expect. I'd be surprised if they did talk about it, in fact. If they did call these people out, then I'd be surprised. That would be amazing. That's what would be amazing. The fact that they don't have any criticisms, any mention of these incidents, that's not amazing to me. That's not amazing to me. I'm not amazed by that. I expect that. I expect that from white racist bigots. I expect you to keep your mouth shut when your fellow white racist bigots commit acts of violence and terror. You're quiet about it. You have nothing to say, but you can run your mouths and tweet and post and make videos all day, every day about what Muslims have allegedly been accused of doing. To paint this anti-Muslim narrative, to demonize Muslims by constantly promoting your bull. But yet, when questioned, hey, what about other stuff? Oh yeah, we're against all forms of terror. Yeah, I'm against all forms of violence. But why aren't you talking about them? Especially, again, when they're major incidents in the news. Why aren't you talking about it? But you can find an article about some Muslim in backway India who did something. Places in India we never heard of, but you can find an article about it. You can find the article about something that happened in Afghanistan, but you have nothing to say about stuff that's right here in front of your face in your own country. You don't have a damn thing to say about it. So this is the proof, everyone, that these guys are, as I've said many times, a bunch of bigots. They're hypocrites. As I said, I use the adjective white racist bigots. The evidence is there. I've shown it to you. You see it for yourself. They're constantly promoting and tweeting and making videos about what Muslims have done. But when there's major incidents of white racist violence, white racist terror in their own country too, you see what I'm saying? In their own country, they have nothing to say about it. Quiet, silent. As you saw, Robert Spencer didn't have a thing to say about this white racist killer who murdered and targeted Asian people specifically. Not a tweet about it, but several tweets about the Syrian American who committed the recent act. So that should tell you something right there, right? That should let you brothers and sisters see what these guys are really about, man. Yeah, exactly, brother Muhammad, Macho Man. Right? Abu Nice. Assalamu alaikum. Right, it doesn't serve its goal. But you see, my main point is just to show you that, they're hypocrites, man. They talk about being against all forms. That's my point. They talk about being against all forms of violence and terror and all of that. But yet, they're only talking about what the Muslims, they're only pointing out what Muslims have done. As if to paint a picture that, wow, these Muslims are really violent and evil. And then when, again, I keep repeating myself, that when there's a major act of white racist violence and terror in his own country, that's my point, that is here in their own. David is an American. Robert Spencer is an American. Why aren't they talking about these major incidents? But he can tell you about a little incident in India. He can tell you about some minor incident in Pakistan. But he won't say nothing about the major violent and terror acts by white racist terrorists here in America. Because they're painting, they want, again, right, they're promoting a bigoted narrative. It's a bigoted narrative. Yeah, exactly, Obsidian, exactly. That's a beautiful point. That's a beautiful point. Remember, right, they always just say that about Muslims. How come the Muslims aren't speaking up? How come the Muslims, that's a beautiful point, Obsidian. That's a beautiful point. That's a beautiful point. Right. How come the Muslims aren't speaking out against this? And even though Muslims spoke out, right? I've shown that many times throughout my years, where there's plenty of evidence of Muslims speaking against 9/11, speaking against what happened in terror acts here or there, Muslims speaking out against it. And they always want to know, how come we don't see you? How come we don't hear you? Okay, well, Robert Spencer, David Wood, how come we don't hear y'all speaking out against these white racist terror acts? How come we don't hear y'all speaking out against what happened in January, on January 6th, when the white racists invaded the Capitol building? How come in fact, most of these guys support that. A lot of these people actually support that. So yeah, how come we don't hear white people speaking out in large numbers against the Asian hate of the white terrorists that I just showed you? Against the Trump terrorists, against the people who invaded the Capitol, against the people who called black police officers the N-word, against the people who killed the police. In fact, it even appears that the government is being kind of nice to these people. One of the ladies, one of the people who invaded the thing, man, they allowed her to go on a trip to Mexico. I was like, wow. If me and you did that, we wouldn't be able to go anywhere. If I said, hey, excuse me, Your Honor, I know I'm being arrested, but I scheduled a trip to Hawaii, last year. Can I still go? I bought my tickets already, and I'm supposed to go, this month in March. They would tell me, shut up and throw me in a cell. One of the ladies who was accused of invading the Capitol, they gave her probation, and they allowed her to take her trip to Mexico. Ain't that something? If me and you did that, we wouldn't be allowed to go. And they would be like, what? They'd laugh us out the courtroom. They would laugh in our faces if we asked, hey, can I still take my trip? Can I still take my vacation trip that I scheduled? I already bought my tickets. They killed police officers. Thus far, we haven't really heard much about, you know what I mean? It seems like they're being nice to these people. If Black Lives Matter had invaded the Capitol, man, they would have been shot. They would have been shot. If a Muslim group had invaded the Capitol, they would have been shot. But white racist terrorists can invade the Capitol, and as you saw, nothing happened to them. Nothing happened to them. Right? Nothing happened. They weren't. You would have thought they would have been shot. A bunch of them would have been shot. Right? They were breaking windows. They were doing all kind of violent stuff. They were vandalizing the place, breaking windows, invading the politicians' offices, and there wasn't any significant. You would have thought that many of them would have been shot dead invading the. Do you guys understand from other countries? That's the seat of our government. They invaded the seat of our government. That's supposed to be one of the most highly protected buildings in this country. And they broke in, and I think one got shot. I think only one person got shot. You would have thought dozens of them would have been shot. If Black Lives Matter did it, oh yeah, you bet if Black Lives Matter had invaded, that it would have been probably over a dozen shootings. If a Muslim organization or group had invaded, you better believe it would have been a bunch of shootings. The cops would have shot a bunch of them. Even the black cops didn't shoot. Even the black cops didn't shoot these guys. They're being treated nicely. Exactly, Obsidian. Exactly. That's right. That's exactly why we call it America with a triple K. We spell it with a triple K. Exactly. That's exactly it. So the hypocrisy is being exposed. Remember, Malcolm X said it many years ago. Malcolm X said it. He said democracy is hypocrisy. And he was right. That's a very important quote from Malcolm X. Democracy is hypocrisy. Exactly is. He was right on point. He was right on point when he said that many decades ago. Right on point. And it still is. It still is. The evidence is still showing itself that's the case. That is the case. Well, brothers and sisters, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. I'm going to wrap it up on that point. Appreciate the brothers and sisters tuning in. As I said, you know, I've been kind of far and in between on my videos as of late because, you know, it's been rough out here, man. You know what I mean? It's been rough. A lot of people are dealing with things financially and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've been basically, you know, I've been on my grind. So I don't have too much of the free time to make the video. It was already rough before. I was down to like once a month, man. It's so hard. But inshallah, things will turn back around. And inshallah, we'll be able to, you know, start making more videos on a consistent basis. But in any case, like I said, I do appreciate your support. If you do want to help out and help us to, you know, free up some time to make more videos, then go on ahead and utilize the links in the description of this video. Cash App, PayPal. Support us on our Patreon. As I've always said, if you support us on our Patreon, you get access to exclusive content. Matter of fact, to the people on Patreon, I have to apologize. There's some things that I need to upload, some exclusive content that I need to upload from some of the past videos that I haven't had a chance to do yet. But I do plan to do so as soon as I have, you know, the available time to do it. But for those who want to support us on our Patreon, click the link in the description of this video. Go to Patreon, become a supporter. Not only will you be supporting my, you know, the platform, but you will have in return for your support, your consistent support, you will have access to exclusive content. I, you know, provide my notes to some of my past debates. I provide notes to some of the videos that I've done, so you can use those notes for yourself in your own debates or your own discussions. So, you know, we try to give you exclusive content as a reward for supporting our, you know, our platform. As I've been saying for the last several months, or at least last year now, that my goal is to get 10 supporters, 10 consistent supporters. Last I checked, I was up to 8 people, so I need about 2 more people. I don't know what the latest is. I haven't checked it, but whatever the number is when you go there, if I haven't reached 10, then I'm trying to get 10 people. I need 10 supporters. And of course, the goal is to get more, but I'm trying to do it in increments. You know, we get 10, then maybe 15, then 20, then 50, then 100, and so forth and so on. But my first increment is to at least reach up to 10 supporters. And as I said, your support goes to helping me, you know, just it supports the platform, allows me to free up the time to make more videos, to inshallah improve my equipment. Inshallah, maybe I'll be able to get better you know, video equipment and start being able to start doing some, you know, better podcasts and streams and things like that. You know, and it just allows us to be able to carry out this work that we do here. And as I said, in return, you get access to exclusive content that other people can't have. If you're not a supporter, you won't get those notes. But if you support me, you'll have access to those notes, you know, the debate notes, the video notes, and you can use them for yourself in your own discussions, in your own debates, or just for your own knowledge, your own personal knowledge, if you so choose. But there are other options as well. You can purchase our book, right? Our book, Clearing Jesus of Blasphemy, or you know, the proof that Jesus was never God in the Bible. You have that, our book there. So, you know, we got a couple of options for you to help support the platform. And like I said, my intent, of course, is to become more active. But as of late, you know, things have been, you know, it's been rough in the area, at least to free up the time, because I've been out there having to grind more than usual. So therefore, I don't have the freed up time that I would like to devote to doing the video. So for those who are wondering where I've been, that's just what's been going on. But inshallah, you know, we strive to try to be as consistent as we can be. All right. So I'm going to end it there. Appreciate you, brothers and sisters, tuning in. For those who watch the recording later, appreciate your support as well. You guys have a good day. Assalamu alaikum.